immune system through the roof, destroying everything.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
Oh, maybe I'll order some of that.
So definitely look it up.
Oh, it's from India.
Well, no, in this case, it's sourced from India, but I mean, I don't know where else they grow this. It's probably only in. Amalaki. Yeah, that's the other name. Ah.
What about pine needles? Gabriel has been telling me about the vitamin C in pine needles. Is pretty.
Right.
Yeah, but it could be a little bit toxic if you have too much because it has the oil that is not good for your stomach.
Oh. So you just be careful not to take too much.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, there's like several things that are supposed to be good. What is it? Yeah. How did you say it? Hydrocortisone?
Chloride?
Chloroquine.
Yeah.
You can make that.
Hydroxychloroquine.
Hydroxychloroquine. You can make that yourself. You know about doing that?
No.
You get, preferably organic grapefruit and organic lemons, and you peel the skins off like 3 of them, and then you cook it in filtered water for maybe 3 or 4 hours, and then you you pour it through a strainer, and then that produces hydrochloroquine.
Hydroxychloroquine.
Hydroxychloroquine. Yeah. So, according to this video I saw, I don't know. I mean, who knows if it's true or not? But it sounds reasonable.
Is that what they call the dewormer thing, or is something else?
Ivermectin is the.
Okay, so it's the other one. Okay, got it.
But ivermectin. Hello. Hi, Flora. Hi, Flora. Are you going to speak English for us today?
A little.
Good. Practice makes perfect. Well, not really.
Close to perfection, close.
We will start with the winner of the day.
Okay, I think we're all winners when we're here. Oh, I won again. Okay. Well, great.
Woo-hoo, Les! You win!
You can spin again if you want. I already won, so.
Okay, you won again.
Take your $1 million.
All right.
That's cheating.
Who won this time? Was it Les again?
No.
One more time, Flor.
Okay.
Wait, who won?
Gabriella.
No, Jose.
Yay!
All right, finally, Jose won.
One more time to see if everybody can win. Have you seen the power of the whale?
Les is very fortunate with Miss Gabriel.
Twice.
3 times.
It's
Oh,
all
yeah.
chance.
Where's Gabriel?
He's not feeling
he-
well.
He's in
He has
Mexico.
fever. He
has
ate
what?
some milk and cheese that he didn't notice.
He ate some
Are you
what?
serious?
Yeah,
What did he eat?
cheese and milk.
Oh,
He was hiding in the food, so it was
Yeah.
too late when he realized.
wow.
He
Holy
probably thought,
crap.
whoa, this vegan food tastes so good.
And he ate it twice.
Oh dear. All right, I guess I won again.
Yep.
Oh well.
Yes, you did.
Spin the wheel. We got some big clouds over. We got actually some rain the other day.
Oh,
They say that close to you guys is going to snow.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Really?
it's going to be a very bad October. That is what they say.
maybe up in the mountains.
I don't
Oh,
know.
okay.
Up there.
No, not in the.
You know,
We'll start the video.
Okay. Everybody mute.
Thank you all for coming to AQ Thinking Thursdays. Today we're going to be talking about inner honesty, the rules to live by. So in our previous discussion, we had discussion to basically show that
Sorry, Flor.
what we
Flor.
think about is
El sonido está muy malo. No se escucha nada. Y si hay un eco, no sé si tienes 2 computadoras o una cerca de la otra.
Debe ser que está pasando el sonido de nuevo.
Thank you.
Voy a apagar el micrófono y me dicen si se oye.
Okay.
is what we become. And to summarize that, there's a really good quote that says, "The mind is everything. What you think, you become." So our mind literally makes reality. But the good news is, we can control that. So, with
¿Sí se escucha?
No.
Ok.
Y si no, déjalo así y ya está.
Ok. Ahí están los audífonos.
Thank you all for coming to AQ Thinking Thursdays. Today we're going to be talking about inner honesty, the rules to live by. So in our previous discussion, we had discussion to basically show that what we think about is what we become. And to summarize that, there's a really good quote that says, "The mind is everything. What you think, you become." So our mind, but the good news is we can control that. So with thinking, with choosing what to think about, our thoughts can either help us become a King Solomon, or a stooge, or, well, we won't go there. The choices in our life, whether good or bad, should include honesty. We should be honest about the pros and the cons of everything, and preferably do the most ethical thing. And the most ethical thing is usually the one that is the most sustainable long term. If we make a choice and it's not ethical, 9 times out of 10 it's going to come back in some way, shape, or form. And if it doesn't, that 1 out of 10% we'll have to live with for the rest of our lives. And that's just not good. So in being honest with ourselves, we have to be able to separate fact from fiction, truth from untruth, both from ourselves and of the outside world. So fact itself can be like a foundation. Think of fact as a foundation. It's something that you can build upon. Versus an opinion, it's kind of like this balloon. It can be here today and gone tomorrow. It's like the wind. It can sway here and there, but it's not something concrete. It's not something that you can really build upon. It's more of a whim. For inner honesty, we need fact, and we need to be able to be honest with ourselves. So that helps us know truth from belief. But in between the two, if we see the whole picture, we'll see that the areas where truth and belief overlaps, we can call that knowledge. So truth, knowledge, belief. What we want is knowledge, because with knowledge we can get a better picture, a clearer picture of reality, and with that we can make better decisions. So that leads us to not assuming. Assuming can sometimes be wrong, but experience never. And we actually talked a little bit about this before. I overheard some of the conversation that yes, experience is very important and should not be censored ever, especially not with ourselves, because through experience we can learn. And the importance of honesty is that it creates integrity, and with integrity we have inner peace. If we're honest with ourselves, we can make better decisions, and we can look back on our lives and see that we made the right decisions. We can be proud of the choices that we made, and we can know that the choices that we made a positive difference in the world. Now, Carl Jung was a psychologist that studied the subconscious parts of the mind. He developed what's called shadow work, or being able to look at the darker sides of ourselves and not judge it, but rather accept it. One of his famous quotes is, "Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakens." So if we look at the inside of what's inside our mind, what's inside our heart, what's inside our soul, we're able to get a better picture of what's actually there. A lot of past ancient religions, like the Gnostics and basically the Kabbalah, which were sects of larger religions, so like a sect of Christianity, a sect of Judaism, they both really emphasized the importance of knowledge. And with knowledge, we get a better sense of what's going on, both in the outside world and within ourselves. This is a tool that shamans use a lot, and it allows the person who is receiving the care or the shamanic work to be able to peer inside their own mind, and from there be able to see things as they really are. They use a lot of plant medicines to achieve these ends, but really the medicines are just tools. They're tools that are more like a mirror, an inner mirror to ourselves. And once we can see ourselves for who we are and what we are, then we can fully accept ourselves and love ourselves, and in turn be kinder to ourselves and others. So if you look back on the story of Adam and Eve, we have a similar situation where, like the shamans, they use plants to acquire knowledge. So that knowledge is what separates us from thinking like children or being adults, being in charge of our lives versus being dependent completely. With knowledge, we're able to reach the highest peaks of our potential and become the best version of ourselves. And when we are the best versions of ourselves, we'll see that things start to brighten up. Our dreams will now become realities. And imagine what kind of a world we would live in if everyone was living that way. Now, inner work isn't exactly easy, but it's always worth it. It's what gives your life meaning. Without it, you're just existing. But with it, your whole life takes on a new role. You're no longer living just for yourself, but because you love yourself on such a deep level, now then you can truly say that you love others. But as I was saying before, that takes us to having bravery, to being brave enough to look into our subconscious minds, to figure out the inner workings of our mind, how it ticks, what motivates us, how it functions, how it misfunctions. Knowledge of these things is completely invaluable. There's nothing more valuable than that. Because if you know yourself, then you've already solved half the puzzle of the universe. We should be aware of how things affect us, how things affect our mind, our body, our spirit. Once we are aware of those things, once we wake up to how things affect us and how we can choose how things will affect us, then we become essentially the masters of our lives. Remember, as we spoke of before, you want to use your thoughts as a tool. You don't want your thoughts to control you. You want to control your thoughts. That's when you're in charge in your life. And when you can see your thoughts, control your thoughts, you then start to see that you can see multiple perspectives and things. You start to be able to see and really listen to other people's thoughts and opinions and really contemplate them. When you're able to see things from multiple perspectives and not just the one that we're constantly stuck in, then the world itself becomes a friendlier place, and it becomes a place of intrigue, a place of awe. It becomes a place that's inspiring. And once we start to awaken to who we are, we'll start to see what our talents are, what we can give, what the meaning of our lives is, and so much more. When we really have the bravery to look within, once we get past all the layers of traumas from our past and all the different things that we need to heal from, eventually we reach a place where there's nothing left to heal from. There's only life to experience. And from there, it's just pure bliss. And when we see that, we reach a state where we recognize that we are one with the entire universe. There is no real separation between us and the outside world, that the inner world and the outside world are one and the same. If we have peace within, we can bring peace without. And when we make these realizations, the universe itself will start to open up to us. We'll start to see and experience all the things we had dreamed about, except it won't be a dream anymore. It'll be your life. So, some things to think about. I challenge you guys to think about this. In what ways have you been dishonest with yourself in the past? How has that affected your own life? How has that affected others? What did we convince ourselves of that maybe wasn't true, but then it negatively affected us and then negatively affected others? How can we change that? What can you do today to live more harmoniously with yourself? So I'd like to know your thoughts. your opinions on this. And if you're on YouTube, leave a comment. If you're on Facebook, same thing, or LinkedIn. But while we're here, I want us to have this discussion. And it's going to take a little bit of vulnerability, but I promise you, there's always healing at the end of that. And with that, we conclude.